Hello guys, welcome to this video tutorial on how to start a Boeing 737 to 800 in X-Plane 11. Well, this is the default version, not like the Zibo 737, which is more professional. So this is for beginners who just got their X-Plane 11 and want to how to get the 737 running. So we have to start. This also includes FMC procedures. So yeah, so I hope you like this video and I hope it actually helps a lot. So as you can see here, we go to our flight configuration over here, and we are at our ramp. As you can see here, this is DNIM. This is Sam Mbakwe International Cargo, whatever this is. So this is our ramp over here. So we're actually here right now, and we want to start our flights. And so it's from cold and dark we're starting from. Okay, so as you can see now, this is our cockpit. So the very first thing to do is to start the battery over here. As you can see here, standby power over here. So we can actually decide to start our APU for power, or we can decide to use ground power over here. So let's use ground power. Okay, it's way professional. So we do our fire tests like this. We go here like this, and again we have fire. Take it off. Okay, we do the same over here to this side here. Okay, everything is good. So we can begin our FMC procedures right now. We can put in our routes. Okay, as I said, this is for the default 737, not like the Zibo. The Zibo 737 is way more professional and requires more steps, including in our FMC procedure. So this is all I can just do in our default 737. So I hope you actually understand. So we first go to our routes over here, and our reference airport, our origin over here is DNIM. That's where we are actually. We put it and said at our origin, and then we are going to Abuja. That's DNAA. That's where we're actually heading to. Over here is our destination. Yeah, and our flight number. This is American Airlines, so we have AAL over here 253. Yeah, so we have this over here, flight number. Okay, and this is actually a small airport, and I actually doubt this airport will have a standard instrument departure, but we can check actually. See SIDs. We have no SIDs over here. Yeah. So but we'll be taking off from runway 35 over here, so we can select this. Yeah, and we'll execute. So we're taking off from runway 35 over here, so we taxi all the way to runway 35 and take off. No SID available. So we go over to our legs. As you can see, it's already set in our legs, so we can continue with our routes. Okay, so after we take off, after crossing runway 35, so okay, the next thing to do, put in our next waypoint, and that is and put it down, executes. As you can see, it's forming, and then we have LIE LIEAR execute. So as you can see, it's forming on the ND. You can see this little line over here on the ND. They are showing our routes. So next one is ENG over here, execute, and the last one is IKROL. Yeah, then put it and execute, and that is actually our last waypoint before we do our standard arrival. So yeah, so we go over here to departure arrivals and go to DNAA over here. So you guys, the main reason why this DNA is actually here, because remember when we went to our route over here and we selected our origin and destination, so that told the FMC and the plane where we're actually going to. So if we go to our departure arrival routes over here, so that's how we came to be. So we go over here and we look for our stars. So yeah, our star is we'll be using this one over here. Yeah, this one. We do it and we do an ILS approach into runway 4. We select and execute. So as you can see, our flight plan is actually ready. So you can actually look at it. You can select the range over here to have a full view. But as you can see here, you can see there's a discontinuity over here. It's like broken, and it usually happens in real life. So what to do to fix this problem? You go over to our Lex page. A lot of people complain about this problem a lot. So how you fix it? You go to our Lex page. You go over here, yeah, and you can see there's discontinuity over here after this waypoint. So easy way to fix it. So what this discontinuity means actually is actually asking us if we want to proceed from equal over here. So yes, we can now be like put it over here and then we select it and exit it. So that's how you get rid of it. So check again, and there's also another discontinuity, and yes, we put it in here. Yeah, so we're going from here to here and execute. So we check again and no more discontinuities, and as you can see right now, our flight plan, our route actually looks okay. You can look, yeah. So one of the last things to do, okay, we go to our climb. This is for VNAV actually. See our target speed over here 290, and this 290 like it's more like of a reference speed, but the limits above 10,000 feet we can fly above 250, but below 10,000 feet we can fly 250. So this 290 knots can only come in after we exceeded 10,000 feet. Same for our cruise over here, the cruising altitude. For our flight plan, we're using flight level 280. Yeah, over here like this. That's our cruising altitude, flight level 280. Yeah, that looks okay. Maybe 205 over here. Yeah, so it's okay. Then our destination, the same. Our transition flight level 180. It depends on your region, but for your using on flight level 180. Same target speed here. Okay, everything looks good. Okay. Yeah. So we can now go over to our legs, and as you can see over here, we have altitudes and reference speeds, headings, and everything. So with this, our FMC procedure is now complete. So the thing to do next now, we can continue now. We can start our APU now, but we have to take care of some stuff first. Like now, the yaw damper should be on over here. Emergency lights are on. Seatbelt sign is on. Okay, then okay, yes, like this position lights. So we can start our EP right now. So we follow the flow. We start our fuel pump over here, the after left, and our APU on and start. Hold for 3 seconds. You wait for this needle over here to rise and fall, and then we have a blue light over here. Then you can connect to APU power. But while that is going on, we can keep the flow going. Go like this. Everything on this section looks okay. Our hydraulics is a perfect process, so we look for APU and the engine hydraulics. Okay, we continue now. As you can see, this needle is rising, and you can see the APU over here coming live. So we wait for blue light to come up here. It's going to take a bit of time. Just have to be patient. So we can now connect to APU power. So yeah, here we go. APU generators on. Okay, we continue our flow. Left and right recirculation fans. This is the air conditioning panel. Left and right back should be on now. Isolation valve should be open. APU should be on. Okay, our flight altitude, that would be 28,000 feet. Flight level 280. The altitude over here. Set. Okay, 28,000 feet over here. Yeah. Then our landing altitude, then actually set that. So from here we can check it over here. So our landing altitude, but just before we land, it's 3,300. Yes, so we do 3,300 as a landing altitude. That's our altitude for our ILS approach. So 3,300 over here. Okay, 3,300. Check it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's okay now, and so we'll soon be ready to start our engines. But before that, we can look at the exterior of the plane first. So in real life, we call this the exterior inspection. Yeah, so well, everything looks good. So okay, we come over here. We turn off the pumps on. This. Okay, we go up again. We should turn our probe heat on. Should be on before we start. Our pack should be off. Actually, APU is on. Everything looks good here. Anti-collision lights, of course, should be on. Okay, we should also ensure our if our engines, our throttle is on idle. Okay, it's okay. Speed brakes and everything. Okay, everything is good. This also okay. So okay, yeah. So we're ready to start our engines. So the first thing is okay, do engine number 2 first, like this. So you look at this, N2 is now rising. So wait to about 20 to 25%, then we'll fuel into our engines for engine 2. Okay, put it. So as you can see, we have GT now. GT is now rising, and then about you can see this has gone back to the auto position, and we do the same over here. Do the same for engine number 1. 20 to 25% we put fuel into the engine as well. Do it 20-25%. So 25% now. We have fuel into the engine. GT. We wait for this over here to come up. Yeah. So as you can see, we now have engine power by the generators. We no more having these for the APU again. Then we come down here. Left right back should be on now. Isolation valve should be on auto. Engine beats on. Okay. Okay. And we can now we're about to taxi, so we turn on our runway taxi lights on. What else? Everything looks okay here. Also our auto brake should be on ejector takeoff. There's an ejector takeoff. We'll be using flaps 10 actually, but yeah, we can use flaps 5 for now. Sorry. Okay, so with that, we can now get ready to start looking. Actually, we are going to runway 35, right? So with this should be like the basics of the Ford 737 in X-Plane 11, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you subscribe. So you can use this as a reference for your 737 for beginners. So thank you.